Bonjour and welcome to another Walking Movies. I am Nick. You can see I'm walking on a very hot spring day. It's about 20 degrees right now. I don't know what happened to spring. Shouldn't be this warm, it's like summer already, but there we go. Something just landed in my face. Great. I don't know if it makes sense if you're watching the video. If you're listening to the podcast, it's not going to resonate, but I digress. Today I'm on my way to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the fourth in the rebooted Planet of the Apes franchise. Second reboot. The first one was just a single film by Tim Burton, and then we had a trilogy of films which we rewatched about a couple of months ago now. Rewatched the films, watched them for the first time with my daughter. They're such good films, man. Really got me hyped up for this one. Even though this film I know is set 300 years after the events of War of the Planet of the Apes. So, new cast, new gorillas, new world. Because from what I've seen in the trailers, it's the apes and simians have all taken over. It's now their world, and few humans remain. So, that's all I know about this film. Oh, it's directed by Wes Ball, who I'm not familiar with their work, but I believe that he is directing the Zelda film that's been rumoured for a while. So, interesting. Anyway, I am looking forward to it. I'm really hoping that it is enjoyable. And I'm looking forward, hopefully, to the aircon working in the cinema. But I will give you my thoughts of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes after this. Well, I'm delighted to say that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes continues the high bar and the run that we've had so far in this series of Planet of the Apes movies. Really enjoyable, really entertaining, visually spectacular, possibly the best looking of those films. In fact, I think it is the best looking of those films. It's kind of like a cross between Avatar and The Last of Us, in terms of how it looks and feels. And you know, in a perfect world, we'd be talking of the Planet of the Apes series, or looking at the box office results like you would do Avatar. You know, Avatar 1 and 2 are the biggest grossing movies ever made, and I feel that this is a superior franchise and doesn't kind of get the love and respect it deserves. I mean, in the last trilogy of films, we kind of, you know, got used to these characters and like learnt loads of things about them. And here we are, 300 years on, everything's different. And, you know, within like the first hour, you've already kind of got to know these characters really well, some of these characters really well, and start really kind of feeling for them. And you know, I think that's another thing that's impressive about these films. You know, we're looking at, you know, apes, and yet you feel the emotional attachments that you would do if you was watching, you know, humans. And look, I know we're not looking at actual apes, and they are played by humans. You know what I mean? I was really, you know, worried going in. Was this going to live up to the other films? And it does. It surpassed my expectations in that regard. I don't know where I'd put it in the series of films. I would say it's above Rise for me. And yeah, I don't know. It's hard after a first watch. And it'd be good to, you know, eventually be able to watch them as a series of films on like Disney Plus. Again, revisit the whole thing. And what I like as well is that this is definitely not set up to be a one and done. This definitely kind of like lays the foundation for further films, further expansion of the universe that it's set in. And I hope we get to see it. I really do. I hope this is a big hit, and I hope we get to see it, because, you know, I think the only franchise that kind of holds a candle in terms of like number of films and enjoyment is like Mission Impossible, you know. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Should you go and see it? Of course you should. You see it as soon as possible. Score 8.5. It's definitely going to be one of the films of the summer, I think, and I wouldn't be shocked for it to be in my top 10 at the end of the year. I'm so looking forward to watching it again. Yes, it's long. It's the longest, I think, in the series. It's about 2 hours 10, 2 hours 15, something like that. But I didn't feel bored. I didn't think the pacing was off. Just a really good film. And I'm glad I saw it. So that's it. Next up will be when I go and see If. I will be seeing If. There's no ifs about it. I will be seeing If. So until then, thank you for watching, listening, subscribing. Please, if you don't subscribe, please do. Really helps with algorithms and stuff like that. And it's free. And of course, until next time, remember that Flynn lives.